Okay, so نحمد ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. So, Alhamdulillah, we have completed our first book of Lisanulquran, and we are going to start the second book, volume 2 of Lisanulquran. So, in first book, we completed Nah, the Arab, and different topics related to Arab, and Asma in detail, and Huruf al-Jara, as well as Asma al-Mawsula, Afal al-Nasikha, and many topics, Alhamdulillah. So when we started our book one, and we were in between, we also decided to learn something about surf conjugation. The syntax is related to a nah and the conjugation that relates to a verb. So Alhamdulillah, we did a lot in learning verb, and we also went through some advanced rules, qawaid of surf as well. And then after doing that, we continued our book one, that is Lisan al-Quran one. So the second book that consists of the topics, we are going to first discuss the topics, means just read them, and inshallah al aziz, we are going to start our first topic as well. So al-mawzu' in this means the contents of the book. The first ad-dars al-awwal abwab al-thalathi al-mujarrad. So Alhamdulillah, sister, you know that we completed this Abwab al-Thalathi al-Mujarrad. Then Ad-Darth al-Thani, Fi'l al-Amr. We also discussed what is how to make Fi'l al-Amr and from what sigas the Fi'l al-Amr is made and other details. Fi'l al-Amr, Malum, Majhul, and many things. Then these are the Haft Aqsam, like Ta'rifat, then Al-Mahmuz, where Hamza is part of verb, Mahmuzul Fa, Mahmuzul Lam, Lafif. Then that is what Ad-Darsul Khamis, and that is Al-Muza'afun. And you know that Muza'af, when in any verb, two huruf of same type, they become part of the verb. So that becomes Muzaf, like Madada, then it becomes Madda ya Muddu, if you remember. Marra ya Murru, likewise. And then we have got a Darsus Sadith, that is the Mithal. And you know that in Mithal, we've got Mithal Wawi and Mithal Yayi. Like Wa'ada Ya'idu, it was Wa'ada Yaw'idu, then there were some Qawanin. And a Yasara, Yasara Yaisiru. Then it become means there are changes in that as well. So then we learnt about Ad-Darsu Sabi, Al-Ajwaf, Ajwaf Wawi and Ajwaf Yai as well. And Ajwaf Wawi like Qawala Yaqwulu, then it became Qala Yaqulu and Yai as well. So inshallah we'll discuss that in detail as well. Then Ad-Dars Thamin, An-Naqis. And then uh, uh, Hamza Waw Ya, that become part of Harf Lam. Then it is what? An-Naqis. So then at Darsu Tasi, that is Lafif, and at the Darsu Ora means Ashir, Arab al Fi'l al Mudari, like Yadribu, Yadribani, Yadribuna, Tazribu, Tazribani, Yadribna, Tazribu, Tazribani, Tazribuna, Tazribina, Tazribani, Tazribna, Azribu, Nazribu. So inshallah we'll discuss that means Arab al Fi'l al Mudari. There is Zamma, there is Alif, there is Waw, there is Noon, and other things involved in that. Then الدرس الحادي عشر. So means most of the topics, they means almost all of the topics, they relate to means conjugation, that is sarf. Then al-muzar al-mansub, like huruf al-nasiba, an, lan, kay, idhan. idhan, that we learned also, alhamdulillah. Then al-fi'l mabni lil majhul. Then af'alu means abwabul fi'l al-mazid, thalathi mazid. Then al-mazid bi harfin wahidin. And there are means sulati mazid fi, there are abwab ad-dars al-rabi' ashar, bab al-if'al. Then the next lesson bab al-taf'il, and dars al-sadis ashar bab al-mufa'ala. Then al-mazid bi harfain, باب التفاعل, then باب الافتعال, باب الانفعال, باب التفاعل, then باب الافعلال, then مزيد فيه بثلاثة أحرف, with three حروف. الدرس الثاني والعشرون, that is باب الاستفعال, then الرباعي المجرد, then مصدر, then ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, hal. I think we didn't learn about hal in our previous lesson, means the previous book, and also when we were discussing about surf. Then we got al-maf'ul mutlaq, and I hope you remember, and al-maf'ul li ajlihi. Then we have got at-tamiz. So tamiz is also the lesson. We did not do it in our previous sessions. So, sister, I hope that you remember whatever I have been discussing. Do you remember?
Yes, it brings back a lot of memories.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. And you worked hard, I remember, because you learned all these gardans again and again. You repeated them. You sent me all those voice notes where you were doing so. Alhamdulillah. And we also, I shared with you some books. They were about Abu Sarf, Sarf Sagir and Sarf Kabir, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Alhamdulillah, the first lesson at Darsul Awwal, we are going to learn about it. And this is about Abwab al-Thulathi al-Mujarrad. Now, before discussing that, we need to understand that we are discussing now fi'al. And this is what fi'al that expresses an action. And we started with means fi'lun, ismun, and harfun. And ism dominated our discussions, and also harf jar as well. So ism is a word that conveys meaning, but that does not have any kind of time in it or tense in it. Means madi or hal or istiqbal. And harf is a kalima. Its meaning cannot be understood without the addition of another word, like means ism. So if we do not add ism with harf, so we cannot understand the meaning of harf. And when we talk about fi'l is a verb, or fi'l is a word, or fi'l is a kalima. That does not only convey the meaning on its own, but it also conveys the tense time, like madi, hal, istiqbal. So mainly we are having two tenses while we discuss verb, and that is what? Felul madi, and then that is felul mudare. And felul mudare has two tenses in it. That is what? The present tense and future tense. Yes, sister, do you remember now?
Yes, sir, I remember that. I remember
Alhamdulillah.
those concepts.
Alhamdulillah. So now means going into detailed discussion. The first thing that we need to understand that while discussing af'al, we are bound to understand the huruf asli. And in af'al, do you remember, sister, what were the three huruf? On the scales of those three huruf, we developed our discussion and understanding of af'al. Yes, what were those three huruf?
Yes, sir, there's three radicals, fa'in lam, fa'ala. And
Yes,
the
that
first
is
one is known as the
fa,
first
ain,
radical.
and lam. This is what huruf asli. This is fa, ain, and lam. These are the huruf asli. So kalimatul fa, kalimatul ain, and kalimatul lam. And before developing our discussion further, I would like to go through these means af'al. They are given over there like a nasara. In nasara, noon is at the place of kalimatul fa, and swad is at the place of kalimatul ain, and ra is at the place of kalimatul lam. Fatha, fa, that is what again at the place of kalimatul fa. Ta is at the place of kalimatul ain, and ha is at the place of kalimatul lam. Gharaba. Now gharaba. Zaraba is means zod is at the place, zod is at the place of kalimatul fa. Ra is at the place of kalimatul ain, and ba is at the place of kalimatul lam. Then we got fariha. Fa is at kalimat means at the place of kalimatul fa, and ra is at the place of kalimatul ain, and ha is at the place of kalimatul lam. Likewise, hasiba. Ha is at the place of kalimatul fa, and sin is at the place of kalimatul ain, and ba is at the place of kalimatul lam. And karuma, kaf is at the place of kalimatul fa, and the ra is at the place of kalimatul ain, and mim is at the place of kalimatul lam. Is that clear, sister? Now, I hope you understand this thing, but I'm just repeating all these things for the sake of
Yes,
repetition and for the sake of for those people who will watch our videos, right?
yes, I understand.
Okay, in means when we talk about abwab, now abwab thulathi and al thulathi mujarrad. Now, what is the meaning of mujarrad, sister? Before I proceed, I want to ask from you. Yes, what do you understand by thulathi mujarrad?
Salat Mujarrad, what I understand it is it's a root letter which only has three letters,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a certain pattern scale that it falls under, and
Okay,
there's six forms
okay,
altogether.
yes. Now, first of all, we are discussing abwab. Abwab is
Mm,
jama of babun, and bab means chapter. Abwab means we are discussing more than one chapters. And when we talk about thulathi, thulathi means the verb that contains three letters. Thulathi, one, two, three,
mhm.
three letters, right? Is that clear, sister?
Yes, sir.
Al-Mujarrad, when we talk about Al-Mujarrad, means there's no addition of any letter to those three letters, right? There's no addition of any letter to the abwab thulathi, means we are going to discuss them one by one. There's no additional letter or there's no letter added to these abwab, right? Am I
Yes,
clear?
yes, sir.
Is that true?
Yes, it is, sir.
Yes, Alhamdulillah. So when we talk about abwab, means that is what jama of babun means chapters, and athulathi means all those verbs they contain three huruf asli. Three huruf asli means without those three huruf asli fa, ain, lam, kalima, no verb can be formed. If we do not have three letters, then there's no verb. Verb cannot be formed. So that's why there are three letters and they are huruf asli. They are the place of huruf asli. And al-mujarrad means there is no addition to those three letters. Now, when we
Mhm.
talk about abwab, there are six different scales or awzan, wazan. On those scales, there are six chapters. Now, how can we understand those chapters and those scales? So we are going to discuss that. The first chapter happens to be of means of afal, that is from Sulati Mujarrad, that in Madi and Fa, Ain, Lam, Kalima, all of these three hurufs will take fatha on them. Like Fa, Zabar Fa, Ain Zabar A, Fa'a, Lam Zabar La, Fa'ala, all three huruf are maftuh. But in contrast, there is a we discussed the fa'al that is also known as muzare, and muzare is a fa'al that encompasses the meaning of hal means present tense and of future of istiqbal. Both tenses can be expressed by muzare. So like we have got nasara yansuru. So there we'll discuss why ya has been added over there. What is the work of the ya? What is the function of huruf at-taina? We'll discuss that inshallah. So now the first letter will be maftuh of yaf'alu and second letter will be majzoom like yaf, and kalimatul ain and kalimatul lam both will have zamma, means yaf'ulu. Kalimatul ain swat that has what? Zamma, and kalimatul lam that is ra that will have also zamma. So this is what nasara yansuru. And if we take huruf asli, then this will be like fa'ala yaf'ulu. Is that clear, sister?
Yes, sir, that's clear. So with regards to the two meanings that fil mudari gives, you talked about the hal and istiqbal. Is that the present and the future? Is that what you're talking about, sir?
Yes, yes,
Is that what
present
it's
and
called?
future. Yes.
Hal and istiqbal. Okay, that's what I wanted to make clear.
Okay. Now, sister, one more thing. I think you remember that in the mufrad sigas of muzare, they take a zamma at the end of the kalima. Do you remember?
Yes,
Yansuru,
sir.
tansuru, tansuru, okay, ansuru, nansuru. Five sigas they take a zamma at the end of the kalima, right? So
Mm.
this is not part of this zamma definitely represents muzare. The Arab of muzare that does not represent the Arab of abwab salati mujarrad, right?
So could you repeat that? There's five that end in dhamma. I understand that, but what was the question?
Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Sister, I hope you remember when we were discussing about muzare, because muzare is marfu and it becomes marfu either with zamma or with
Mm-hmm.
the huruf means with alif or with waw. So we understand that. And so in nasara, kalimatul ain, it takes fatha. And in
Mm-hmm.
yansuru, kalimatul ain takes a zamma.
Mm-hmm.
And both are given at the end. In Madi, Kalimatul Ain text is Fatha because there is a change in the Kalimatul Ain. The
Yes.
harakat do change of the Kalimatul Ain of Kalimatul Fa'in Lam of Thalathi Mujarrad, right?
Yes, I understand that.
Then when say Nasara Yansuru. Now Swad
Mm-hmm.
is Kalimatul Ain in Muzare of the same chapter. So that takes a Zamma. But I was talking about the Zamma that takes Kalimatul Lam, that is raw. So that Zamma represents Muzare. That Zamma does not have to do anything with the Ozan of Abwabu Thalathi Mujarrad. Do you understand?
Right, okay. It has nothing to do with abwab of thalathi mujarrad, the
I
dhamma
mean,
on the.
that Zamma represents Muzare. That is means I'm
Yes.
saying this Zamma does not have any specific indication in Abwab Thalathi Mujarrad, in the Ozan, in the
Right, okay.
Ozan. Because this is Nasara Yansur, this is Wazan. And when we talk about six chapters, they are Ozan. Ozan is Jam of Wasnun, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like,
Yes, sir.
okay, now the fa'in lam, fa'ala yaf'ulu is
Mm-hmm.
wazan, and the nasara yansuru, they are mawzoon, they are on the wazan of fa'ala yaf'ulu, right?
Okay, sir.
Right? Clear or not?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Alhamdulillah. So means to for the sake of repetition and for the sake of making it reinforced, uh, in Abwab Thalathi Mujarrad, we have got six chapters. And their ozan keep changing. And the means when we talk about wazn or ozan, so kalimatul ain in Mazi and Kalimatul Ain in Muzare. They take either sometimes Fatha, sometimes Zamma, sometimes Kasra. So this that's why the Wasan keeps changing. So this is the first chapter. First chapter we talk we when we'll call means talk about Abwab Thalathi Mujarrad. So we say that first chapter belongs to Nasara Yansuru. The second chapter belongs to Fatha Yaftahu. In Fatha Yaftahu, Kalimatul Ain of Mazi and Kalimatul Ain of Muzare. Both of them, they take Fatha. And in third chapter, that is Zaraba Yadribu. So the Kalimatul Ain of Fel Mazi in Zaraba, that takes Fatha. And Kalimatul Ain in Mudare, that takes Kasra. So it becomes a Zaraba Yadribu. So this is Bab Zaraba Yadribu. And when we talk about means chapter number 4, either it is Alima Ya'lamu or Fariha Yafrahu. So what is the distinction mark? That Kalimatul Ain in chapter 4 takes Kasra, and Kalimatul Ain of means Kalimatul Ain of Mazi takes Kasra, and Kalimatul Ain of Muzari takes Fatha. So that becomes Fariha Yafrahu or Alima Ya'lamu. And the chapter 5, that is Hasiba Yahsibu, the Kalimatul Ain of Mazi and Kalimatul Ain of Muzari, both of them take Kasra. So that becomes Hasiba Yahsibu. So this is chapter number 5. And in chapter number 6, Kalimatul Ain in Failul Mazi and Kalimatul Ain in Fail Muzare. Both of them take Zamma. So it becomes Karuma Yakurumu. So Abwabu Thulathi Mujarrad. When we talk about Abwab means chapters, Thulathi means all those verbs, they only have three huruf asli, that is Fa, Ain, Lam, and there's no huruf zaida used in that. So, and that is mujarrad. Mujarrad means there's no huruf zaida. Only three huruf asli will become part of all these chapters. So these chapters have six, that means Abwab, Al-Thulathi al-Mujarrad, Mujarrad consists of three chapters or six chapters. And this, when we talk about six chapters, their ozan are different. What we talk about ozan, that in Thulathi Mujarrad, Failul Mazi of Thulathi Mujarrad and Failul Muzari of Thulathi Mujarrad, Kalimatul Ain, that takes either Fatha or Zamma or Fatha or Kasra, or both of them takes Fatha, or Kalimatul Ain of Mazi takes Kasra and Kalimatul Ain of Fail Muzare takes Fatha, or both Kalimatul Mazi means Fail Mazi and Muzare, their Kalimatul Ain takes Kasra, or the Kalimatul Ain of Fail Mazi and Fail Muzare, both of them take Zamma. Is that clear, sister?
Yes, sir, that's clear, alhamdulillah.
How many chapters are there in Abwab I mean Salafi Mujarrad?
There's six
Okay,
altogether,
okay.
and they all have different sounds.
Why we call them Salafi?
We call them Salati because the root word has three root
Three root
letters.
words, word letters.
To,
And the root
yeah,
letters means in Arabic?
root letters means
Hur-
the
Huruf asli.
fa'in حروف
Huruf,
أصلية.
huruf asli.
حروف أصلية.
And why we call them Al-Mujarrad?
We call them al-mujarrad because there is no other additional letters that are attached to the three radical letters,
Okay,
the three root letters.
Alhamdulillah. So when we talk about abwab and their ozan, means ozan is jama of waznun. So what changes take place in determining the wazn?
Right. Okay. So basically, there's six chapters abwab, but each chapter has different ozans, and what that means is that the harakat of the ain kalima changes. For example, Nasra Yansuru, the ain kalima will carry a fatha in the madi form, and in the mudari, the ain kalima will carry a dhamma
Yes.
in the mudari form, and the other abwab is fatha yaftahu, the ayn kalima in the mad will carry a fatha, and the ayn kalima in the mudari will carry a fatha. So there's a difference. That's how we differentiate between those ants, and so on and so forth.
Okay, very good. So we have got six chapters, and above Thalathi Mujarrad, there is a fail. So when we talk about Nasara means one person and Mufrad male helped someone in past, right? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
That's clear.
okay. So, like now, I would like to give you some introduction of sigas that, and I hope you remember them. And inshallah, I'll be asking you the question, so you must be ready to answer the question.
Okay, sir.
In English, we have got three persons. First person who speaks, second person to whom first person talks, and in Arabic we say first person mutakallim, the one who talks, and second person to whom somebody talks, that is mukhatab, and mukhatib also first person, that is who speaks, and third person about whom somebody speaks. In English, we have got two forms, singular and plural. There's no other form, singular or plural. Is that clear, sister?
Yes, sir. That's clear. I understand that.
Yes. So in when we talk, so singular of mutakallim and singular of mutakallim means either muzakkar or muannath, means male or female, right? Whoever, they can use I, and you in means singular and plural. That also means either masculine gender or feminine gender or mix of them, right? So there's no difference. And in third person, when we are supposed to talk about singular, so we can distinguish he and she for male and female, and it for means those غير ذوي العقول, things like table, chair, and the other things. And we use their plural as they, either for males or females, or for those things they don't have, they are neither male or female. Is that clear?
Yes, I understand that. That's
But
clear.
it is totally different in Arabic. In Arabic, when we talk about af'al, we've got either muzakkar and muannas, the first thing. Number two, either they are present or not present, means ghaib. Present means hadir. And all those they means they talk mutakallim. So we categorize them in three categories: all those present, all those to whom you're talking, and number three, all those who speak, right? So first, this is the first category. So we divide them in three. Number two, we divide them in three other statuses. All those they are not present, means ghaib. Number two, they are mukhatab. And in ghaib, again, we have got two categories. In ghaib, either males or females, means two categories. In mukhatab, means two, we are talking, second person, then two different categories. Different sigas for muzakkar and muannath. And we have got common sigas in mutakallim. This is second thing. Third thing, Arabic is the only language that has different sigas. Now, question arises: what is a siga? So let me tell you what is a siga. Nasara is a siga. Yansuru is a siga. All of them, they are known as siga, means words. They talk about either mufrad, muthanna, jamar, for muzakkar or for muannas, for mukhatab, muzakkar or mukhatab muannas, or for mutakallim. So all of them, they are known as sigas. So we talk about sigas, right? So they are sigas. That's why we are talking about sigas. So this is the third thing, that we have got three categories for muzakkar. When we talk about muzakkar, single muzakkar, the siga for muzakkar wahid that is used mufrad. mufrad or wahid. And for two, it is a muthanna, like a nasara is used for mufrad, and nasara is used for muthanna, that represent two. And nasaru, that represent more than two, that is three or more than three. Is that clear?
Yes, I understand. That's clear.
Three sigas means in for mudhakkar ghaib, nasara or fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. Three sigas for muannas ghaib means you're talking about them. Like first one nasarat, nasarata, and third one is nasarna. So nasarat is what mufrad, mufrad muannas and ghaib, and nasarata muthanna muannath ghaib and in mazi, and naswarna, that is more than two, three or more. They are muannath and ghaib and in mazi. Then we talk about mukhatab, to whom you're talking. And again, we have got three sigas for mudhakkar mukhatab and three sigas for muannath mukhatab. Mudhakkar mukhatab, nasarta, this is mufrad mudhakkar mukhatab. Nasartuma, muthanna mudhakkar mukhatab. Nasartum, jama mudhakkar mukhatab. And three sigas for muannas mukhatab, like uh, nasarti, that is mufrad muannath mukhatab. Nasartuma, muthanna muannath mukhatab. Nasartunna, that is jama muannath mukhatab. And we got two sigas for means mutakallim. Nasartu, that is for wahid, either mudhakkar or muannas, nasartu. And nasarna, that is for either for muthanna mudhakkar or muthanna muannas mukhatab, mukhatib, mutakallim. Or jama mudhakkar or jama muannas, mutakallim. So we've got in total three sigas for muzakkar ghaib, three sigas for muannas ghaib, that there are six. Three sigas for muzakkar hadir, that is nine. Three sigas for muannas hadir, there are three sigas, that becomes 12. And two sigas for mutakallim. So we got 14 sigas in Arabic for 14 different persons. Either muzakkar means if I talk in terms to represent four of them, वाहिद मुदक्कर गायब, मुसन्ना मुदक्कर गायब, जमा मुदक्कर गायब. वाहिद मुअन्नस गायब, मुसन्ना मुअन्नस गायब, जमा मुअन्नस गायब. वाहिद मुदक्कर हाजिर, मुसन्ना मुसन्ना मुदक्कर हाजिर, जमा मुदक्कर हाजिर. Then मुसन्ना मुअन्नस हाजिर, मुसन्ना मुअन्नस हाजिर, and वाहिद, first of all वाहिद मुअन्नस हाजिर, मुसन्ना मुअन्नस हाजिर, and जमा मुअन्नस हाजिर. Then two more sigas there, Wahid Mutakallim and Jama Mutakallim. So in total there are 14 sigas in Arabic. Any questions, sister?
Now, sir, I understand the 14 sigas altogether. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. I hope you remember also. You were memorizing Gardans. So do you remember all of them?
Yes, sir. I think I do.
Alhamdulillah. Do you need to revise them because you were doing Nahu most of the times before starting the second book, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can go through the revision. Obviously, we need to re-jog our memory with regards to sarf because we were concentrating more on nahw. Though inshallah, that should be on the cards on the table, inshallah, to go
Inshallah,
through and
inshallah, inshallah,
re-jog
inshallah.
my memory.
Inshallah, inshallah. So before discussing how the fail al-mazi means we make fail al-mazi and how the fail muzari is made, I repeat again for our listeners as well that the verb is the most important part of any sentence or kalima, means it conveys this meaning. In Arabic, we alhamdulillah can make a sentence by joining two asma together because Arabic happens to be more fasih and more classical language than any other language on the face of earth. Definitely there is use of verbs, and definitely verb again has all details, many more forms. And definitely those people, they want to learn Quranic language and they've got a spirit for understanding the word of Allah. So there's no problem for those people. So we were discussing the first thing that there are different categories of verb like thalathi mujarrad, then thalathi mazid fi, then rubai mujarrad, then rubai mazid fi. And there is also category of khumasi, but in verb there is no category of khumasi. We'll discuss how many, like we have discussed, there are six chapters. They belong to Thulathi Mujarrad. We'll discuss also chapters of Thulathi Mazid Fi, Rubai and Rubabi Mazid Fi. So when we talk about Thulathi, in Thulathi there are three huruf asli, fa, ain, lam. And al mujarrad means there's no additional or another harf as zaid in that. So you got six abwab, six chapters of them. And there nasra yansuru, fatha yaftahu, zaraba yadribu, fariha yafrahu, hasiba yahsibu, karuma yakrumu. There are six ozan in these six chapters. What is ozan? Means in kalimatul ain of mazi or kalimatul ain of muzare, if there is change of harakat, harakat means fatha, kasra or zamma, like a nasar yansuru. The kalimatul ain of mazi and muzare in this, there means kalimatul ain in mazi is maftu and kalimatul ain of muzare of this chapter is mazmum. So this is first chapter nasar yansuru. And we've got a number of other verbs, they join nasra yansuru. Number of verbs they join fatah yaftahu means fa'ala yaf'alu. Both kalimatul ain and kalimatul ain of mazi and muzari both are maftu. And zaraba yazribu kalimatul ain of mazi is maftu and kalimatul ain of muzari is majroor. That has got kasra. And fariha yafru kalimatul ain of mazi that is majroor means has kasra and kalimatul ain of muzari that is maftu has fatah. And hasiba yasibu both in muzari and mazi kalimatul ain happens to be maksur. It is having kasra. And karuma yakrumu kalimatul ain of mazi and muzare, that both of them they have got zamma. So these are the six chapters. So we'll discuss a lot of things about them, sister. Before means I think that we are going to end our session. We'll rejoin it inshallah for the sake of discussing how you are going to make the means do the exercises. So you see that these are the exercises given over there, and all these uh, afal they are with nasara yansuru, the first one. So you have to make the gardan in mazi of kharaja, then muzara yakhruju, kharaja, kharaja, kharaju, kharajat, kharajata, kharajna, kharajta, kharajtuma, kharajtum, kharajti, kharajtuma, kharajtunna, kharajtu, kharajna. Then yakhruju, yakhrujani, yakhrujuna, takhruju, takhrujani, yakhrujuna, takhruju, takhrujani, takhrujuna. تخرجين تخرجان تخرجن أخرج نخرج. I hope you understand. Then abwab of bab zaraba yazribu. Then abwab of bab